The day you become the first millionaire in your family isn't the day your life changes, it's the day everyone else's does. You think the money is the finish line. It's actually a starting gun, and the people racing to collect are the ones you love most. The Wire cleared on a Tuesday $1.3 million for a business you spent 11 quiet, brutal years building. You didn't pop champagne. You sat in your driveway with the engine off, watching your father drain his own oil, insisting the shop would charge you $40 for a $10 job. He had no idea you could buy the shop now. Your brother. You read it twice. You hadn't told a soul, not your mother, not him. Only lawyers and a bank knew, and none of them know your family exists. You start typing, "Who told you?" and stop. Cynically, money is the one secret that tells itself. Not did the deal close, just funnel. For 4 minutes holding that piece of plastic, everything is normal. By the weekend, the whole family knows. Word travels fastest through your mother, so they do what families do when the ground shifts under them. They throw a cookout. It's loud, it's warm, but as you walk through the grass, you feel it. They're watching you differently. Careful around this guy, he'll charge you for the ride home now. The table laughs. You laugh too. That's the trap. It wears the shape of love. For a second, your shoulders drop. So when you start hiring, you'll think of family first, right? A joke is just how people ask for something they're not brave enough to say out loud. You look across the yard, your brother's grin is gone. He's watching you brush the cousin off, and something bitter crosses his face. He didn't want it to be a joke. He wanted it to land. Your dad never talks about the old Miller land anymore. Used to be all he talked about. You don't think much of it. It's just something people say at cookouts. People don't resent your success. They resent what it says about their own choices. You're at the dealership for a recall notice when you see your brother walking a salesman down a row of trucks you know he can't afford. 48 out the door, not bad, right? He checks your face to see if it's enough. He isn't buying a truck. He's buying back the inches of ego he thinks he lost the day your wire cleared. And the part you can't say out loud, you'd trade every dollar to get back the brother who, 14 years ago, drove 40 minutes in the cold to press his last $40 into your hand when your fridge was empty. Pay me back when you're a millionaire. A few days later, he calls, wants to run an opportunity by you. He pitches something that's 80% confidence, 20% detail. Then the number. 40. That's all I need to get it moving. $40 then, $40,000 now. He isn't asking for a loan. In his mind, he's collecting on one. You know you shouldn't. You look at him and think of the cold, the empty fridge, the $40, and you say yes. For a while, it works. 2 weeks in, he shows up unannounced, straps a ladder to the new truck, clears your gutters for 3 hours, refuses to take a dime. I'm paying back every dollar, you know that, right? You let your guard down. You think it got tested and it held. The deal fails. All of it. No apology, no mention of the $40,000 that just evaporated. I just need 30 more. Pulling out now wastes what we already put in. You realize the coffee, the gutters, the Sunday visit, it wasn't kindness, it was a deposit. The moment generosity is repeated, it stops being a gift and becomes the baseline. You say no, your first real one. Why are you doing this to your brother? You try to explain the lost $40,000, the reckless second ask. She waits you out. He's struggling, and you have so much now. So much now as if love came with a sliding scale. She isn't cruel, she's just standing between her 2 sons, and she's already decided which one needs protecting. A boundary feels like a betrayal to anyone who was counting on a yes. It spreads quietly. An uncle who used to call you champ now says moneybags with a laugh that has a hook in it. The room drops half a degree when you walk in. How's the new place coming? A normal question. Before you can answer, your brother sets down his fork. Must be nice. We lost you the day that money came in. You didn't get rich, you just stopped being one of us. Nobody defends you. They don't agree with him, but silence is easier than picking a side, and silence is its own answer. You set your napkin down and leave. Nobody stops you. 3 weeks later, on a Wednesday, the phone rings. Hospital. Now. The brother is already in the hallway. For the first time in a year, the war is gone. No scorekeeping, no trucks, no money. Just two terrified sons. He crumbles. You put a hand on his shoulder. Neither of you says a word. The father awake, smaller than you remember him. He waves everyone else out, keeps only you. You remember your aunt talking about the Miller land at the cookout. You do. You hadn't thought about it since. It was your grandfather's, 40 acres, only thing I ever owned that mattered to me, place I wanted to be buried. You always believed you'd started your business on his savings, a cushion, nothing more. It wasn't savings, it was the land. I sold it, folded it into your start, and made sure there was no way to trace it back to me. He gave up his father's ground and never asked for a dime, while your brother gave you $40 once and never once let you forget it. Had a brother myself once, lent him money, just once. After that, the money sat in the room with us like a third person until he stopped coming around. It's easier to lose a brother than to sit across from a debt. Wasn't going to put a number between us, so I made sure there wasn't one to find. Your father comes home. Nothing gets fixed. Your brother doesn't pay back the $40,000. Your mother doesn't apologize. Families don't reset to who they were before the wire cleared. They learn their new shape and go on. But the resentment you were carrying is gone, not because they earned it back, but because you finally stopped expecting them to be different people. Money didn't change your family. It turned the lights on and showed you who had been loving you in the dark the whole time. A few months later, his car makes a sound. You tell him you've got it. Lying on your back, you finally understand what he was saying all those years with his wrenches and toolboxes. He was never just fixing the car. He was saying, "I love you," in the only language he had, the one that doesn't ask for anything back. This isn't just a story about a family, it's what happens almost every time after a sudden windfall, a business sale, an inheritance, an exit, a big vested payout. Financial planners have a name for the period right after, the wealth adjustment period, and the biggest risk in it usually isn't a bad investment. It's the first loan you make to someone you love, made in the heat of feeling guilty for having more than them. 3 things tend to actually protect the relationship. 1. Decide your rules before the money arrives, not in the moment someone asks. A number you set in a calm room is a boundary. A number you set across from someone's disappointment is a negotiation you've already lost. 2. Separate gifts from loans out loud every time. An undefined amount of money handed to family quietly turns into an expectation. A clearly named gift has an end. A quietly implied loan never does. 3. The people who never ask are usually the ones who gave the most. Your father proved that. The loudest claim on your money is rarely the realest one. You didn't lose your family the day the wire cleared. You just found out all at once who had been keeping score and who never was.